Lake Louise is located approximately 110 miles west of Calgary, just off the Trans-Canada Highway. Lake Louise is the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen, mainly due to the turquoise color it gets from the glacier melt runoff that flows across the mountains. A lot of people still refer to this lake as Emerald Lake because that was the original name given to this lake in 1882 by Thomas Wilson. Thomas Wilson was actually the first non-indigenous person to visit the lake. The lake was later named after Princess Louise, who was the fourth daughter of Queen Victoria. And if you have a little bit of loose change in your pocket, and I mean like the kind you're going to have to save up for half your lifetime, it's about $1,000 a night to stay right here at the lake at the Fairmont Chateau. It usually has rooms available. I know, surprising, right? And no, we did not stay there. This is freaking insane. What? This is nothing but. We just stopped here to take a break and TJ heard my buddy heard the water roaring. Watch where you step, see if you go in, you're dead. Totally bananas. We're gonna keep rolling this, see how far this thing goes. Oh yeah. Yeah, this goes on and on and on and on and on. You can't see this, and I'm not gutsy enough to go very close to the edge. But this is like, I don't even know, like 1,000-foot drop off probably. people don't understand why these rivers and lakes are so like pretty and turquoise in color. I guess it's because basically like the glaciers, as they have contracted over time, they like grind the bedrock and the mountains, and it kind of turns like a fine dust. And then eventually, as that melts or rainfall and stuff, I guess that stuff ends up in the water stream and goes into the lakes, which obviously feed the rivers and whatnot. But yeah, it's usually, I think it's like quartz or like feldspar, I think is what the name of the minerals are that causes the colors. But yeah, it's just freaking amazing. I don't know anywhere else in North America that this happens, but yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty neat to see in person. I really hope that anybody that's ever like wanted to do this trip, I mean, even if you just flew in to, let's say Calgary or whatever, and just took a day to go up there and back, would be absolutely amazing. Jasper's pretty neat, but it's got a lot of like fire damage and stuff from a couple years ago, but that's only like maybe 20 miles south of Jasper, so it's not too much of it. It's still kind of neat in its own in its own way, because it's kind of like just how God rejuvenates the earth and stuff, and it's just kind of a natural process. And I think people kind of see it as like ugly, but in a sense it's kind of like a rebirth of beauty, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the most amazing place I've ever been, people. I mean, it really is. I know it's easy to say, but once you experience it, you're definitely going to agree, I guarantee it. Alright everybody, I kind of messed up that last video. I didn't show you the route we took, but we basically left from Big Fork here and went up to Kalispell, and then up here to Columbia Falls. And then we took the Going to the Sun Road, which is the last video, over here to St. Mary's and up by Bab, and then we hopped on this little 17 highway, which is kind of trash, and right there is where we entered into Canada at. So right here is where we entered into Canada at. And we just shot up this Highway 6. We caught over here to 22. We followed 22 up to Calgary. We actually stayed in Calgary for the night. That night we went to Going to the Sun Road. And then from Calgary, this video we shot across over here to Banff, which is where this Lake Louise is at the beginning of the video. And then we shot up 93 all the way to Jasper, and then we actually hopped off and went to Hinton, and then took 40 up and around to Grand Cache, and then we ended up here at Grand Prairies, where we stayed the night that night. So that is the route we took for the last 2 days. Sorry about the screw up on the last video.